Hello madam, my name is Muhammad Haris Sufian bin Muhammad Zulkifli. My matrix number is AA200320. So I'm from section 3, MA group 3. So now I will start first for our presentation about experiment for hardenability test. So we go first for additional theory. As we know, hardenability is the ability of the steel to partially or to completely transform from austenite to a fraction of martensite at a given depth below the surface. A quench and treatment use the phase transformation to harden steels. The Freon and pearlite reaction involves diffusion, which takes time, and martensites are obtained if the cooling rate is fast enough to avoid the slower formation of ferrite and pearlite.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Muhammad Nazri and my matrix number is AA200683. And now I am going to talk about the objective of hardenability test. First objective is to conduct the hardness test under constant load on given material. Second, to determine metal hardenability with the Gemini and quench test. Third, to present the collected data in terms of hardness versus distance from quench end. Fourth, to define hardenability and its importance in processing. And the last objective is to determine the influence of alloy composition on the ability of steel alloy. Next, the procedure of hardenability test. So how to conduct this experiment? First of all, we file along the specimen to get flat surface and clamp the specimen at viscous hardness tester like the picture that has been given in this slide. We set the load at 50 kg. After that, we look through the microscope and then we will see two parallel lines. And after we see it, we move the line until the both lines are stacking together. And then we turn the intender to the center of front and move the specimen up until it touches the sample. And then after we start the button and lift until the lamp off, we move the stage down and turn the microscope to the center. To do the measurement, we must move the heat each of the corner, and then we will get the result. Take the reading at each 3 mm at least and record the reading in the table.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Amir Aiman. My matrix number is AA200315, and now I want to explain about our result and observation. As you can see here is the table of distance and hardness. If the distance is 0 mm and the hardness will be 55.4 HRC, the 3 mm HRC is 54.7, 6 mm 53.4 HRC, 9 mm 52.6 HRC, 12 mm 51.6 HRC, 15 mm 47.7 HRC, 18 mm 46.2 HRC, 21 mm 44 HRC, 24 mm 43 HRC, and the last one is 27 distance of millimeter, and the hardness will be 41.8 HRC. And now we go to the observation. The hardness HRC of this material is becoming decreased due to the distance from quench end increase. As a result, the effect for the smaller value of distance from quench will be changing from austenite to martensite after getting cool, compared with the highest distance, which is 27 mm change to pearlite, which is tough and ductile. However, the smallest distance around 6 mm to 15 mm are changing to martensite and pearlite after getting cool. So this material will be brittle, desirable, and ductility. And the last one is the distance value around 15 mm to 24 mm are fine pearlite when getting cool, which is more harder and stronger than crude pearlite. Thank you.
Hello, we meet again with the discussion. For first, we can see the graph of hardness Y value as a function of distance from quench end of axis X. So we can assume that the cooling rates will be highest at the end being quenched and will decrease as distance from the end increase. Next, we go to the second question. Discuss the hardenability curve that you plot. Explain the relationship between hardness and distance from quench end. As you know, the hardness ability is described by a curve for the surface, or more commonly by reference to the hardness value at a particular distance from quench end. Round the hardness value to the nearest integer and discard any values near the end that are seen as especially low, since oxidation has accumulated and will affect the hardness. This indicates that martensite formation is prevalent and will happen even the slow cooling rates. Cooling rates will be highest at the end of the day and decrease as one moves away from the end. A material that retains higher hardness value over relatively long distance is considered higher hardenable. The hardenability is also reduced by the difference in hardness between the two ends. It is the hardenability curves commonly feature. The cooling rates reduce as the distance from the quench and increase.
Next, the third question for discussion is, what is the factor that influence hardenability curve? There are three factors, which is first, austenite grain size. The hardenability increase with the increasing austenite grain size. It is because the grain boundary area which act as nucleating site is decreasing. Second factor is carbon content. The hardenability increase by slowing the formation of pyrrolite and ferrite. It is because carbon is one of the hardening agent in steel. And the last factor is alloying element. It slows down the ferrite and pyrrolite reaction and also increase the hardenability.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Adi Ahlami bin Talmizi. My metric number is AA200329. So I will continue the presentation with discussion. Question number 4. Okay, the question number 4 is discuss the difference in hardenability curve between the specimens that quench in water and oil at the same temperature. Okay, so the answer is water and oil quenching both are useful for hardening the steel. Water quenching is mostly used for low alloy steel, require a rapid quench for hardening. It is more faster than oil quenching. Water quench still found much harder than oil quench. Due to its thermal conductivity, consequently, the rates of cooling will be less rapid or lower in oil compared with water. Okay, so water quenching is much efficient to the oil quenching process. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
And now for our last question discussion. Question number 5. A cylinder bar with 25mm diameter and 100mm long is alternated in a furnace, followed by quenched in still water. If the entire specimen is immersed at the same time, predict the produced graph of hardness versus distance from end of bar. So our answer is the cylinder bar in this case has a diameter of 25mm and length of 100mm, indicating that it has a large diameter which affects its hardenability. Hardenability is a quantitative measure of rate at which hardness drops off. It is unable to convert to martensite shape, which has high hardness. A large diameter rod quenched in a certain medium would undoubtedly cool more slowly than a small diameter rod. Larger diameter steel could not reach its full martensity. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so I will continue the presentation with conclusion and recommendation. Okay, so I will give a short conclusion and recommendation, okay, in this presentation. Okay, so in conclusion, hardenability is a critical property of materials that describe the steel ability to harden in depth under specific condition. Okay, so the Jomini test is a useful tool for determining the hardenability of steels. Okay, quenching end of a specimen produce martensite along the depth of the specimen, then assess the ability at this steel specimen to produce martensite with depth by measuring the hardness at various distance than this end. Okay, so for the recommendation before doing this experiment, you should know how to do the experiment. You need to read the procedure before doing the experiment, okay, to make sure that the experiment will going smoothly. Okay, so next, the most important thing is you should not play with friend while doing the experiment, so that there are no accident in the lab. That's all from our group, so thank you.